This is Manbily's 100 watts portable bicolored light called the Manbily CFL100Bi, and according to Manbily, even though it may not be as compact as those from other brands' portable models, they are confident that it offers superior brightness and color rendering index. Anyways, I've had this light for a while now, and although the CFL100Bi was sent by Manbily, they have no say in this video, no money changed hands, and everything said here in this video is my own opinion. The Manbily CFL100Bi is different to every other portable light I have reviewed here on my channel. The thing is that it's the only portable light I've reviewed that has a full Bowens mount, which I think is a big positive, and there's no need to go buy an extra mini to full Bowens mount adapter. And if you're watching my review videos on portable light, you would have noticed that with the portable light, when you apply the portable mini to full Bowens mount adapters and then attach a third-party full Bowens mount adapter, the beam spread would always come out mostly concentrated in the middle. So I am happy to see that Manbily tried their best to keep the CFL100 full Bowens. The CFL100Bi is first of all a bicolored portable light from Manbily that produces 100 watts of brightness with a color temperature range from 3000 all the way to 6500 Kelvin with no green or magenta correction. It has 12 lighting effects, boasts a high CRI of 97 plus, TLCI of 99 plus, and can be controlled via Manbily's mobile app. Aiming to ensure true to life colors and natural skin tones, which is essential for professional grade videos and photography, Manbily boasts that the CF100 can produce a powerful output of 4800 lux at 1 meter. This is at 6500 Kelvin. This light allows you to power it in two ways. The first way is that it can be powered up via DC. I'll show you guys what the second way is that we can power via Type-C, either through a power bank as long as it outputs up to 20 volts, 5 amperes, or if you're using a 100 watt charging power source. Additionally, it's designed with an 𝐸𝐴 interface at the bottom, allowing you for quick and easy rigid mounting anywhere. So I'll just show you that. So if I I have a Manbily tripod here. This is the Manbily MC2H4. It's carbon fiber, one of the best portable tripods ever used. This is the KF0 head, and the body is the Manbily MC284. It has this an 𝐸𝐴 Swiss female top. What I'll do is I'll shift it up, bring it into frame, tighten to lock it in, and you see that's the 𝐸𝐴 Swiss bottom. That's it, and I'll just slide it forward or backwards. I'll do it from the back, and I'll tighten to lock. Then that's locked, it's not going anywhere, and I can rotate it left to right, and I can adjust the angle. So that's nice for Manbily. So I'm happy. It's a good thing for a light to have that option. I'll just leave it here for now. Maybe just put it right there. And if you haven't already noticed, it has a protruded bald COB head, which ensures that the majority of the light isn't reduced when using accessories like a softbox. So I'll open up the COB protection. You can see the protruded COB head. The build quality of the CFL100 is made mainly from very hard, durable plastic, which keeps it lightweight, and even though Manbily says it's not as portable as those from other brands, I think it's small enough to fit in a backpack. It weighs about 750 grams and measures 11.3 by 12.4 by 13.3, all in centimeters. So definitely, once again, this makes it easy to set up, transport, and store. At the front of the light, as you can see, I already mentioned, is where you have the locking pins. So that's the locking pins and the full Bowens mount with the protruded COB head. At the back of the CF100 are the power on and off button, Type-C, DC port used to power on the light, control knobs are pressable, and an LCD screen in between the knobs that tells you what mode you're in, and other things like the intensity, effects types, if Bluetooth is on or off, and a lot more. At the bottom, closer to the power port, is an 𝐸𝐴 interface like I earlier mentioned for easy installation on tripods like this, where such is available with a 1/4-inch screw hole and area locking pins. You can mount this light securely in most places. On other parts of the body of the CFL100 are some holes for efficient heat dissipation. So you have it here at the top around the protruded COB, and I think under, no, there's not under, just on the sides and around the COB head at the front of it and at the top. It accepts 20 volts, 6 amperes via DC or 9 volts, 20 volts via the power delivery cable via its USB-C port. This flexibility allows creators to take this light anywhere as long as they have portable battery solutions. Alright, so I now plug my Anker 67 watt fast charger to the wall. I have a power delivery cable connected to it, and I'll plug my USB-C power delivery cable. This is a 240 watt power delivery cable to the Type-C. I have the light facing away from me and from you guys. I'll press power to bring it on, and currently it's at 0%. I'll zoom in so you can see it's currently at about 0% and at 3000 Kelvin. So I'll increase the temperature, the intensity of the light, sorry. Currently is at 10% brightness. You can see that part of the room is bright. That's my hand in front of it. And now this is 25% brightness, 40% brightness, and 45% brightness. So that's the max I can get out of this 67 watt USB-C charger from Anker. I'll leave a link in the description in case you're interested to buy that charger. So I'll power it off. Before I power it off, let me just reduce the power down to 0, press the power off, and disconnect. So I've disconnected the cable. The next thing I'll test for you guys, I'll show you guys, let me move this away. This is the 𝐤𝐴 24,000 milliamp battery. Is the 𝐤𝐴 170 power bank. Can power your MacBook Pro. Very powerful. This is like the best power bank I've ever used. Or the model number is the SP170. I'll try to leave a link in the description as well. I reviewed this power bank. I'll leave a link up here so you can check it out. So I've plugged one end to the power bank, and I'll put it down there so you can see whatever is happening to the power bank. Put it there, and then I'll connect the other end of the USB-C cable or the power delivery cable to the CFL100. So I'll press power to bring it on. So the power bank is able to give 45% brightness, up to 45% brightness. We would increase intensity and see if that comes up or if that goes further. And I can already see that at 100% brightness, the power bank is already 100% charged. I'll show you guys. So 100% charge, you can see how much wattage is pulling out from the power bank, about 40 something. And with this at 45% brightness, I should be getting about almost 2 hours of runtime from this power bank. Let me put it right here. I'll zoom in post, and let's see how much brightness we can get from this power bank. So I'm now at 70%. So that's 70% on the light. And I'm seeing about 70 watts of power draw from the power bank. So about 70 watts of power draw, 99%, about an hour and 11 minutes left. And I'm still at 3000 Kelvin. Let me push it to, let's say, 5600 Kelvin. And I increase it to, say, 100%. So I'm at 100% brightness on the light. And for the power bank, it should show that you're taking up 100 watts and 98% battery left on the power bank and about roughly 48 minutes left. So that's it, 100% brightness. So it shows that this power bank can power this up to 100% brightness. And from what I'm seeing here, it's left with about 48 minutes on the power bank. So now that that's done, I'll kill it down to 100%, to 0%. It's at 600 Kelvin, and I'll press the power off. So I'll disconnect this, park the power bank right here, So this is the 𝐬𝐸 VMAN adapter I have, and I have my FX-100Bi. So I have it mounted, and because this 𝐬𝐸 VMAN battery has a USB-C port, let me show you. So there's a USB-C port right there. I'll connect it, and then I'll try to power on the light. Let me leave this down here. So currently I'm at 0% brightness for 600 Kelvin, 1%, 10% brightness, and I can't go more than 18%. If you look here, it says 18%. I've tried to increase it. It's not going more than 18%. So that's the max I can get out of this VMAN battery connected via the 𝐬𝐸 V-mount adapter plate. So I'll turn it off. So it's turned off. I'll disconnect it from the 𝐬𝐸 plate. And because the FX-100Bi has a USB-C output port, I'll plug it directly. In fact, just to make sure, I've disconnected it from the 𝐬𝐸 plate. Plug directly to the FX-100Bi, and I'll press to power on the CFL100. So it was at 18%, so it's back at 18%, and I'm at 20% now of brightness, and the maximum I'm getting from the FX-100Bi VMAN battery is 27% at 600 Kelvin. So no matter if I reduce or change the color temperature to 3000, I don't get past 27% of brightness. So I'll kill the light back to 0%, still at 3000 Kelvin. I'll power it off, and I'll bring the last VMAN battery I have here, which is the Core SWX Hypercore 9 Mini, mounted on the 𝐬𝐸 battery plate. This VMAN battery has no USB-C port, like I earlier mentioned. Plug the USB-C cable, move this away, and I'll press the power on the light. So now it's 0%, light is on, and let me show you guys. It's showing 3 hours and 3 minutes at 100% brightness, right? So I would try to increase the intensity. That's 1%. So it's now saying about 12 hours, 100% at 1% from the battery. So I increased 10% brightness. So that's 10% brightness. Let's see what happens to the light. 7 hours, 42%. 7 hours, 42 minutes, sorry. And I'll push it, and I only get 18. I can only get the light to max it at 18% brightness. So even if I change the color temperature to 5600 Kelvin, I still don't get it past 18%. And at 18% brightness with this VMAN battery, I have about 5 hours. So that's about 5 hours and 11 minutes. See the battery, still 100% brightness. Like I earlier mentioned, this has no USB-C port from the VMAN battery, so I can't test it directly from the battery. And I think that's because there's limitations on the how much power the USB-C port on the 𝐬𝐸 VMAN plate can output. So what I'll do is power off the light. So it was at 18%, and then disconnect the USB-C cable, put it away, and I have a P-tap cable here. So I have a P-tap to DC input cable. And so I'll start with the Hypercore 9 Mini, since it's already on the plate. I'll plug it directly to the plate, the 𝐬𝐸 plate. And the 𝐬𝐸 plate only outputs 14.8 volt, 3 amperes. Just want to show you guys the differences. So I have it on the 𝐬𝐸 plate. and via DC, remember this says 20 volt, 𝐬𝐶 only outputs 14.8 volt, so it's at 18%. It comes on 14.8 volt, and let's see how much I can get out of the 𝐬𝐶 plate if I had it connected there. So I get up to 100% when I connect it directly to the 𝐬𝐶 plate. And on the light, it shows that, let's see, it shows that I get about roughly an hour's worth, 100% brightness. So I'll bring it down to 0. And I do the same thing by disconnect from the 𝐬𝐶 plate and plug it directly to the P-tap port on the V-mount battery. So it's now connected directly to the V-mount battery. Press the power on. And yes, it still maxes out at 100% brightness. And it's telling me about an hour. Same thing. Alright, so I'll kill it down to 0%. And then I'll power it off. So that's powered off. Disconnect it from the core SWX HyperCore 9 mini battery, V-mount battery. That was difficult. Then I'll bring up the Nano One. So mount this. First things first, via 𝐬𝐶's P-tap port. Power it on at 0% for 600 Kelvin. Let's see how much we can get from that port. We still get 100% brightness from the 𝐬𝐶 V-mount plate. I'll kill the light. Power it off. And connect it directly to disconnect the 𝐬𝐶 V-mount plate. So it's just the FX-Lion Nano One. Power on the light. So 0% for 600 Kelvin. Let's see, do we get? And yes, we get 100% brightness. Unfortunately, this doesn't say how much is left on the battery. It doesn't give me a time reading, but it tells me I have 12.9 volts left on the battery out of 14.8 volts. So this is able to power it on. I think this should be able to run it for about maybe 10-15 minutes since it's a 50 watt hour V-mount battery, while this is a 98 watt hour. So maybe between 15 to 30 minutes of runtime. So I'll just power it off, disconnect that. This light also features Bluetooth app control for remote adjustment. With this Manbily mobile app, you are able to change the brightness, color temperature, effects, SOS mode, all from it, adding confidence and creative flexibility during shoot. But I strongly suggest Manbily give its mobile app a facelift. First of all, the app shows Chinese and English, which I think should be fixed so that users can choose from the initial launch of the app whether they want to run it in English or Chinese. Secondly, when in the effects mode, you are unable to change the intensity or brightness of the app. The problem with this is that in the effects mode, the light intensity is operated at about 100% brightness, or depending on how much draw it can take from the power source. I was able to confirm this from the 𝐬𝐴 power bank as I showed a power draw of 100 watts. According to a ref from Manbily, the CFL100 is expected to retail at about $140 to $150, although I have seen it for $120 on Amazon as at the time of making this video. This might be due to the fact that Black Friday is around the corner. It comes packaged in this white box you've seen from the start of the video. Very small white box. Let me open it for you to see what's inside. So that's just it. With this and a black carry case. 1 second. That's the black carry pouch. It comes in this black carry pouch with the COB cover on the light, and in this small, nice, I think it's cute, pouch. So this is the standard version, and it also contains an instruction manual and certificate of warranty. Manbily also has its own power bank for the CFL100, which should come in a different package. At the time of making this video, the rep from Manbily explained the power bank had not yet acquired certification to meet shipping requirements, so for now it's not available internationally. But if and when it did, you're able to power this light via its power bank via DC or USB-C. So for manual controls, it's pretty straightforward. The dim knob controls the intensity of the light. If you press, let me just show you guys. I would have to take off the COB protector, bring up my 𝐤𝐴 power bank, plug it in. So controlling is very easy. Power it on. You already saw me control or increase the intensity using the dim knob, and now if I pushed in the dim knob, it switches to effect, and I can change my effects. So there are 12 effects. Sorry, and you can see it's flashing at the brightest level. There's no way to adjust the intensity of the brightness of the effect, and you can set the frequency, thing 3. So that's how you control. Press again to switch into SOS mode, and you press the dim mode and dim knob. And when I press the dim knob again, I go back into CCT mode, and you already saw me adjust the color temperature in the CCT knob, and pressing that doesn't change anything. But if I press again to go into effect, if I press in the CCT knob, I can now set some other things within the effect control. With no modifier, this Manbily CFL100 produces a very even beam spread, and the results are the same regardless of CCT dialed in, and as expected, the shadows are well defined. Now with a third-party reflector, this is how the beam spread is. It does not seem to appear concentrated in the middle. Results are the same again irrespective of CCT. You also get multiple shadowing. So I've now swapped out my Suncrafter S200B Pro light. I reviewed this light. I'll leave a link in the description. I love this light. The color rendition is also very good, but it's a big and heavy light, not as portable as the Manbily CF100. Using the new technology or the latest tech called LED 4.0. I had this light set at 600 Kelvin and at 10% brightness. Currently, I have the Manbily CFL100 set at 20% brightness, same as 600 Kelvin. So let me put this down. So this is how the Manbily CF100 is shining on me. This is how it looks. I don't know if there's a change in color. I only notice that when I'm in post. So I've now swapped out my Suncrafter for the Manbily CF100. So the key light is now the Suncrafter S200B Pro, while the Manbily CFL100 is right here. What an impressive thing about this light is how quiet the fans are. Manbily boasts a noise threshold of about 26 decibels. At lower intensity levels, you will hardly ever notice that the fans of this light are turned on. As you further increase the intensity, you begin to hear its fans pick up. But even at 100% brightness, I am pleased that it's not so jarring or distracting. So with the Comica VM40 that is just out of frame here, here's how the fan sounds with the light intensity set at 1%. I'm going to power it on. Turn it away from you guys. Bring it down to 1%. In fact, let me take it out from the tripod. So this is about 1% of 600 Kelvin. I'll cue the light completely. So 0%. And then I'll take it up to 1%. I can barely hear the fan from here until I bring it very close to my ear. Then I can hear there's a fan in there. So this is 1%. I'll take it to, let's say, 50%. I'm powering it using the Core SWX Hypercore 9 Mini. So you're currently at 50% brightness. Now I'm beginning to hear the difference in the fan. I can hear more of the fan now. if I bring it close to my ear, it's louder. And this is about the same distance from my mouth to the microphone. I don't know if you can hear it. The only other noise I'm hearing in the studio is the fan I have on my camera, which is a portable fan, just to keep the camera cool so it doesn't switch off. And the fan from the small rig 𝐷𝐸60C, which I just recently reviewed. I'll put the video here. It's an 𝐷𝐸 CW light, portable light. It has internal batteries, so the fans have to be on to cool down its internal battery. That's the only fan I'm hearing here in the studio. My Suncrafter S200B Pro is a very quiet light as well. So that's at 50% brightness. And I'll push it up as high as 100% brightness. So this is now at 100% brightness. I can hear more of the fan speed. So even at the distance of this light, distance between my ear and this light, although I can hear this, I can also hear the 𝐷𝐸60C light, which is battery powered from small rig just behind me, which is the loudest fan in this room. Now the fan is louder. I don't know if the light, or I don't know if the Comica VM40 is picking it up. So I'll power off the light, power it down, and then power it off. In summary, the Manbily CFL100Bi COB light impresses in terms of its powerful output, portability, fan noise, while still maintaining a full Bowens mount. I have a full Bowens mount adapter here, just to show you guys. And you can see, very, very nice. No need for a mini to full Bowens adapter. Put that down there. Although I think its mobile app needs a facelift, I think this is a valuable and affordable light tool for any creator looking to enhance their lighting setup. So that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, you may leave it in the comments below, and I'm always happy to try and answer them. It's your Filmmaker. Remember, every new video keeps you and I connected. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.